Welcome to Fun Facts with Sai, the show where we dive deep into the mysteries of our world and the universe to discover amazing facts. I'm your host, Sai, and I'm super excited to have you join me on this incredible journey of learning and discovery. In today's episode, we're going to embark on an extraordinary adventure through space to explore our solar system. That's right, we'll get up close with planets, learn about the sun, and even learn how it all began. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how far away those twinkling little stars are? How big they are, and what they might look like up close. Here's a fun fact, friends. When you look up at the night sky, you might see two stars that seem the same in size and brightness. But guess what? One star might actually be much bigger and brighter than the other. It's just far, far away. The other star could be smaller and not as bright, but it's closer to us. So, how do you think we can find out the real distances and sizes of stars in the sky? Now, let's shine some light on a really bright idea. Our sun is actually a star. Yes, you heard that right. Even though it lights up our day and feels so close to us, the sun is a gigantic ball of fire, just like the stars we see twinkling at night. But why does it look so different, you ask? Well, it's because the sun is much closer to Earth than any other star. That's why it looks so big and bright to us during the day. But if you were to go far away and look back at the sun, it would look just like any other twinkling little star in the sky. Isn't it amazing to think that our own sun is part of the vast universe of stars? Not only are we close to the sun, but we also travel around it. The sun gives us heat and light, which all living things need to grow and stay healthy. Thanks to the sun, we have seasons like spring, summer, fall, and winter. It also helps create our weather and makes life on Earth possible. And here's another fun fact. Our sun is just an average-sized star compared to others out there. Some stars are huge giants, while others are tiny dwarfs. And there are even super bright blue stars. Can you imagine what it would be like to live on a planet near a super hot and super bright star? And now, let's talk about something really cool. Binary stars. Did you know that some stars have a best friend? Yep, binary stars are two stars that are so close they orbit around each other, just like friends dancing in space. Imagine waking up one day and seeing two sunrises in the sky instead of one. Sometimes, binary stars can be very different from each other. One might be big and bright, while its partner is smaller and dimmer. But together, they create a beautiful cosmic dance. Stars are so cool. And guess what? There are many more interesting things about stars that we're going to explore in future episodes. To continue our exploration today, let's start by asking, how are stars formed? Where do they come from? Do stars have a birth, grow up, and have a life cycle just like us? To learn all about stars, we need to visit a very special place called a stellar nursery. You guessed it! It's the place where stars are born and grow up. And guess what? We might even get to see solar systems forming right alongside the stars. Isn't that exciting? Stellar nurseries are found in vast clouds of dust and gases in space. The gas and dust swirl around, spinning, bumping into each other, and grow larger and larger. As they do this, they create heat and even lightning. These are the perfect conditions to bake a star. Let me explain. Imagine we're baking a cosmic cake in the universe's kitchen. The stellar nursery is like a mixing bowl filled with all the ingredients we need. Gas and dust instead of flour and sugar. Just like when we mix our cake batter, the cloud of gas and dust in space starts swirling together, getting ready to bake something amazing. As we mix our cake ingredients and put them in the oven, they start to change. In the stellar nursery, as the cloud of dust and gas comes together, it gets warmer and warmer, just like our cake batter getting hot in the oven. And then, when the temperature is just right, our star is baked. It ignites and begins to shine. Twinkling stars always remind me of sprinkles. I never thought of them as the whole cake. By the way, all the material, dust and gas that's left over after a star is born keeps swirling around the star. These leftovers stick together to form smaller clumps, and over time, these clumps become planets, moons, and other space objects. The star, with all its planets and objects spinning around it, is what we call a solar system. It's like the star becomes the center of its very own space family. Out of all the planets that orbit our sun, there's one that's very special. Yes, it's Earth. First off, Earth is the only planet we know of that has life. From tiny ants to tall giraffes, and yes, even us humans, Earth is home to millions of different living creatures. But there are more reasons that make Earth such a special planet. First, Earth is covered with liquid water and has an atmosphere with air we can breathe. Both are super important for all living things. Some planets are so cold that everything is frozen solid. Others are so hot that even metal would melt. But Earth's temperature is just right. Not too cold and not too hot. Perfect for life to exist. Earth's atmosphere also blocks harmful sunlight from reaching us. Plus, Earth has a huge magnet inside that pushes away and deflects dangerous space radiation. It's almost like having an invisible shield protecting us. So now you know why Earth is the most beautiful and unique planet in our solar system. It's home to all the plants, animals, and people. All the little things we see every day, like an ant crawling, flowers blooming, birds flying, pets playing, or people going about their daily tasks, are rare sights in our solar system. Isn't that incredible? Fun fact, even though Earth is so precious, it's actually quite small compared to the Sun. Did you know that 1 million Earths could fit inside the Sun? That's how huge the Sun is. Let's check out the rest of Earth's siblings. What are the other planets and celestial bodies that are part of our solar system? The first group of planets closest to the Sun are called the rocky planets. Can you guess why? That's right, because they're made of rocks. The planets in this group are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Now, some folks say that Venus and Earth are like sister planets because they're kind of similar. But Venus has a super thick and heavy atmosphere, so thick that we can't even see its surface from Earth. And this thick atmosphere makes Venus really, really hot. Mars, on the other hand, doesn't have the magnetic shield that Earth has. This might be why its atmosphere and the air we could breathe there have almost all disappeared, blown away by the sun's radiation. Further away from the sun, we find the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system and shines so brightly. We can easily see it with just our eyes. I wonder if there had been more gas and dust left when our solar system was forming. Jupiter might have become another star, like a twin to our sun. Saturn is my favorite because it has these amazing shiny rings that are made of tiny rocks, ice, and dust. Uranus is pretty unique too. It looks as if it's lying on its side, spinning in a very strange way. And then there's Neptune, the farthest among these large planets. Both Uranus and Neptune look blue due to methane gas in their atmosphere. Here's a fun fact. Even though these planets are much bigger than Earth, they spin around so quickly that a day there is shorter than 24 hours. Well, those are the main planets in our solar system. Now, let's talk about moons. Moons are smaller rocky bodies that orbit around planets. Jupiter has at least 95 moons, and Saturn has 146. One of Jupiter's moons, Ganymede, is the largest moon, even bigger than the planet Mercury. And there's a moon called Titan, which orbits Saturn and has its own atmosphere. That's pretty rare for a moon. Fun fact, our moon doesn't spin the way planets do, so we always see only one side of it. Also, the moon is the only celestial body that humans have visited. Asteroids are small, rocky objects that orbit the sun. Even though they orbit the sun, just like planets, they're much smaller. Our solar system has lots of asteroids. Most of them are in the main asteroid belt, a space between Mars and Jupiter. It is quite likely that asteroids are leftovers from when our solar system was formed. The objects in the asteroid belt didn't join together to form planets. They're like the bits and pieces left over from the time the planets were made. A not so fun fact, sometimes asteroids can cross paths with planets and crash into them, causing huge explosions. Comets are big objects made of dust and ice that orbit the sun. They are famous for their long shiny tails. These ancient objects are also leftovers from when the solar system was formed. When comets come close to the sun, their ice starts to melt and gas and dust create a bright trail behind them. Here's a fun fact. Sometimes Earth moves through the small rocks and ice left behind by a comet path around the sun. When this happens, they burn up in Earth's atmosphere like shooting stars. The Leonid meteor shower, for example, can fill the sky with thousands of shooting stars every hour at its peak. Last but not least, there are dwarf planets. They're super far from the sun, in a place called the Kuiper Belt. Pluto is the most famous one from this group. In fact, we used to think of Pluto as just another planet until not too long ago. Here's a fun fact. A spacecraft we built flew all the way to Pluto, took some amazing pictures, and learned a lot about this dwarf planet. Even though Pluto is only about half as wide as the United States, it has a big moon named Charon. There you have it. That's the end of our tour. And here's the solar system family picture. The solar system is like a house where Earth and its siblings live, all revolving around parent, the sun. Isn't it beautiful? People think that our solar system's house has a huge yard. It's a cloud made of ice, rocks, and dust that wraps around our whole solar system like a big shell. This is called the Oort cloud. It separates our solar system from the empty space all the way until we reach the next star. If our solar system is like a house where all the planets live, you might be wondering where this house is located. Well, our house is in a huge city called the Milky Way. We live alongside billions of other stars and solar systems. This will definitely be a topic for another episode. Doesn't all this make us feel like really tiny residents of the Milky Way galaxy? Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you learned something today that sparked your curiosity and inspires you to embark on your own adventure in learning. Don't forget to visit my channel again for more adventures and fun facts about the amazing things in our world.